Zella here again for Small Business Digest. And I have to tell you this, our next guest has a product that I've been using for the past week and I just absolutely love. I'll have him tell you about it, but I don't usually endorse products so enthusiastically, but I've used it. In fact, I've changed our website because of it. So anyway, Samanyou Garg is joining us from India. And we welcome him to the program.
Yep. Hi, everyone. I'm Samanyou here from writesonice. Very glad to be part of this podcast and very exciting to kind of speak to Don here. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited too. As we ask all our guests, tell us first a little bit about your personal background, then about your company and how it came about, and finally a website.
For sure, yeah. So, I'm kind of like a software engineer by background. Since I was like 10, 12 years of age, I've been building a bunch of different websites and apps and, pieces of software essentially. And then I, went to the University of Manchester for my graduation in computer science. In my third year, got very interested into AI and machine learning. And at that point, after my graduation, I was also awarded with the Global Undergraduate Award, which is also known as a Junior Nobel Prize, for my research on group emotion recognition, where I built a system where you give it an image of a group, and it was able to identify what was the emotion of the overall emotion of the group in that image. So I got like sort of like a Junior Nobel Prize for that research paper. And yeah, since graduation, I have been building a bunch of different side projects, or basically profit and non-profit applications and websites that mostly use AI to solve sort of real-life problems, and they have been featured on publications like Wired, TechCrunch, Entrepreneur, and they're actively used by hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. And the idea for writesonice, the current product that I'm working on, came because I didn't have a marketing background, and I wanted to promote my other kind of products or my other startups on the internet. And so one of the things that you require for promoting any product on the internet is a landing page, essentially a website, like a one-page website. So that's when I thought, like, why don't I build like an AI model that can help me write the landing page copy for my website. So that's when this idea came about. I just built like a quick prototype, like an MVP, minimum viable product, where I took the data from like the top brands. So I took the landing pages of top brands from different industries like Apple and Stripe and Airbnb and so on, and I used that to train an AI model that that basically takes in a couple of inputs from the user about their product or their service, and then it generates like a hyper personalized like a unique landing page copy for that product or service. So that's where the idea came about. We launched on Product Hunt and a bunch of other platforms like Hacker News and Reddit, and customers started liking it. The customer base was growing. And then slowly we kept on adding many other forms of content, like, now we can generate like more than 50 different forms of content, all the way from full-length blog posts to, like things like video scripts and social media captions, Facebook ads, Google ads, and so on. And the website is called writesonice.com. So it's like a SaaS application, sort of like Netflix. You can go, it's a free trial, you can sign up, you can test out different forms of content, whichever one you're interested in. And then if you like, you can, upgrade to a paid version, or you can keep using sort of like a freemium version as well. Yep, so that's about me and writesonice. Yeah.
And you spell out your website?
Yeah, so it's called writesonic.com, writesonic.com. Yeah, so the name came about because we can use AI to help you write at supersonic speed. So that's why it's called writesonic.
Well, if I have to tell you, I'm biased. It's a great product. I've tried your competitors, and nothing I've found, and I believe me, I am IT dangerous. If I get on, I'm dangerous. But I have to tell you, I love it. So let's back up now, and let's talk about first. Everybody talks about AI and machine learning, and our audience is made up of small businesses, many of whom sit there and, like me, are afraid. But tell us, what is IA and machine learning, and how does it benefit people?
For sure, yeah. So machine learning, it's a bit different if I compare a machine learning or AI model to a traditional program. It's basically, in a program, you basically explicitly write the instructions that, for example, let's say if you want to, like drive a car, you would do, take a left, or if this, then you do a right, and that kind of stuff. So you need to do lots of if else and kind of conditional logic where you have to explicitly specify, okay, you need to do this or you need to do this based on when certain conditions are met. Whereas with machine learning, how it works is it sort of tries to mimic the human brain, where you feed it in some data. So it basically, you give it a lot of data, and then the AI or the computer tries to mimic or learn from that data. So it tries to learn the patterns, and then next time when you give it some fresh data or fresh examples, then it is able to essentially replicate that pattern for any new thing. For example, in our case, the way the model works is, initially we trained, our AI model is trained on like almost the entire internet. So it knows about literally every topic or every industry. And now what we have done is, let's say if you want to generate, let's say you want to generate a Facebook ad for your product. So what we did was we took like, thousands of examples of the best Facebook ads from a variety of different brands and companies, like Coca-Cola and, Apple and lots of different industries, Airbnb and so on. And then basically that way the AI learned, okay, this is how a Facebook ad looks like. It has these components, it has a headline, it has a CTA, or like a call to action button, and so on. So that way it is able to learn, and then any new thing you give it, like the name of your product or your service, then it is able to mimic that pattern and generate new kind of new content based on that.
All right, that's IA. Now, what's the difference between that and machine learning, or are they the same terms?
So machine learning, I would say, is sort of like a like a sub component of AI. So AI is like a general purpose like term, artificial intelligence. Under AI, you have very specialized kinds of artificial intelligence. For example, you have computer vision. Computer vision is the kind of AI that deals with images or videos. Then you have natural language processing, which is what we are doing, where you deal with text data. Then you have deep learning. Deep learning is where you try to mimic like the human neurological kind of system. So basically like it's machine learning, sort of like a sub component of AI, I would say. It's like a specialized version of AI where it feeds on sort of different kinds of data. Yeah.
That's some of the best explanation I've heard. Thank you. For someone like myself, it's always helpful, and for our audience. Now let's get back to your product, okay? Because that's why you're here. Let's talk about it a little bit. Like, for instance, I used it to try. I have a book I've written, and I'm trying to find an agent. So I've used it to try to get the first paragraphs of the agent pitch, and to me, it was very effective. But what should a person do? They come on your site. What should they be doing? Let's say for a Facebook ad. How does it work? And that's enough of a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the way it works is, let's say you are a business, you're a small business, you have, let's say, some product, let's say you're selling like a like a hockey stick or something, whatever you're selling. So you basically come to our site. Now you need your Facebook ads there. So you just enter in 1 or 2 lines about that product, like the name of the product, name of the brand, and then 1 or 2 lines. Okay, this is, like some specification of that. And then you just hit the generate button, and then our AI generates totally personalized Facebook ad copy for you. Now, all you need to do is you just copy paste, copy that Facebook ad, take it to Facebook Ads Manager, which is like the Facebook platform. You paste it in there and you publish your ad. So it's as simple as that. Of course, if you want, you can make some slight changes, like improve, like add some facts or improve it a bit. But otherwise, for 90% of the cases, what we see for the users on our side, they just take it, they copy it, and then they paste it on Facebook, or in the case of blogs, it would be on WordPress, and they hit publish button and it's good to go.
Well, but what I noticed, there's 3 or 4 different. There's excited, there's professional. Talk about that. Why did you decide to do that, and why do you have those choices?
So yeah, we have different tone of voices or brand voices that we support. Essentially, every brand has their own different voice, and you need to be able to write in a specific tone of voice for a specific target audience, because different audiences have different kind of ways that they speak or they understand stuff. So that's where we have provided that option. If, let's say, for example, if you want your product description to be very funny and kind of engaging and stuff, you can choose the funny tone of voice, and it would generate sort of funny results. If you want it to be professional, you can do that. So it's up to you and your target audience. Who are you targeting, and what kind of a tone of voice you want? Obviously, like, for example, if you're targeting businesses and executives, you don't want to sound like way too witty or very like unprofessional. So that's where you basically choose what tone of voice you want, and accordingly you get your results back.
What I found was when you put it on exciting, it comes out much better. Why did you add that one?
So exciting was basically, most of the use cases that we see are where, also for non-English writers as well, where they have written something and that sounds very bland or very sort of, it doesn't sound very exciting. So that's where we have added that exciting one to just make it a bit more exciting for the audience and make it a bit more engaging, because that's how people are going to connect with your product and then, essentially buy it at that point. So that was the reasoning for adding that exciting tone of voice, I would say.
Okay. So you said that you brought together literally thousands of different Facebook ads. What did you do for content? How did you decide to get blogs, etc., and build the content, build the application?
Yeah, so we had like scrapers. So we had like these bots that were running on the internet and just kind of fetching data from different sites from different industries. Like for marketing, we went HubSpot and Buffer, and for fintech or finance, we went to Bloomberg and stuff. So basically, we took like got the list of the top kind of websites in different industries, and we let a robot or like a bot run and just scrape those and extract data from that. And then we, our sort of professional copywriters on our team, they cleaned up those data sets, cleaned the data, made sure that there are no, discrepancies or bad data. And then we kind of put it into the AI to, train the model and learn from it, essentially.
Your website again for our audience?
The website is called writesonic.com. It's writesonic.com.
And again, there's a free application on that?
Yeah, it comes with a free trial. So you can just go to writesonic.com. You can sign up for a free trial. You get a couple of credits to try out, whatever content type you're interested in, be it a blog post or ad or landing page. So you can try it out. And then if you like it, you can, of course, kind of go and subscribe for the one of the paid plans and kind of use it however you want.
But how does it work? One token equals how many words, or is it based on words, or how does it work?
Yeah, so roughly, like the cheapest plan that we have is a basic plan. So basic plan gives you about 100 credits. 100 credits is, approximately equal to, 50,000 to 60,000 words. And essentially, every time you use one credit, for example, if you want to generate, Facebook ads or Google ads, so one credit gives you 5 different variations. So you get 5 different types, like 5 different Facebook ad copy variations. And then you can pick one from that and kind of use whichever one you want.
Okay. Well, now how are you marketing this product?
Yeah, so marketing so far, it's been totally organic, I would say. So, we have SEO, we have like, about 50,000 people who are searching for our brand name on Google every month. So SEO is working well for us. Apart from that, we are also kind of collaborating with influencers on TikTok and YouTube and all these different platforms. We also got a lot of PR over the last year or so. And then essentially we also have an affiliate program wherein our users share it with their users, refer it to their users, and if any of them join the program, the affiliates get like a 30% recurring commission for a lifetime. So these couple of things are what organic mostly have helped us get new users for our platform, and also word of mouth. So people spread it and share it with their friends and their clients. So that's one other big one.
Well, do you use your own system to do the SEO or the social media?
Of course, of course, yeah. So our own ads are definitely kind of written by writesonice, and then our own website copy. If you have a look at our website, it converts very well. Our website has a high sign-up rate and a conversion rate. So all the copy, all the text that you see on our website, 90% of it was written with help from writesonice. And yeah, even our blog. So if you have a look at our blog, we have we have been pumping a lot of content recently. We just started doing blog 2-3 months back, and then every day or so we have a new blog post, like a proper detailed blog post, and that's all we are using our own AI to generate that for us.
Well, I saw a very interesting thing. You also have something for YouTube. How do you use that? I didn't try that and didn't get enough time. But you developed a YouTube application. Can you talk about that?
For sure, yeah. So we have a couple of features that are specific to YouTube. So for example, it's kind of like the whole workflow of going from like a YouTube kind of idea all the way to publishing your video with SEO and all that stuff. So we have 4 or 5 features. One is that if let's say if you don't know, you're a content creator on YouTube, you don't know what kind of video you want to make next. So you just enter in like a topic or something, like let's say if my target industry or my niche is content marketing or digital marketing, let's say. So I just enter that keyword, and then the AI kind of comes up with multiple different ideas. Okay, you should make like the top 10 best content marketing tools, or basically it comes up with ideas. And then we have a couple of other tools where you can generate the descriptions, the titles, and the sort of like the SEO meta tags for your YouTube videos. And then it's sort of like a full kind of process from all the way from ideation all the way to publishing. So we have all those steps covered for a YouTube content creator as part of that feature.
Okay. Again, for our audience, your website?
It's called writesonic.com, spelled as WRITESONIC, writesonic.com. You can go sign up for a free trial and test the system out yourselves.
Well, the other question they always ask, how are you funding your company?
Yeah, so until like June or July last year, we were totally bootstrapped. We were self-funded. And in June last year, we joined Y Combinator, which is the world's best startup acceleration program. They have funded companies like Dropbox, Airbnb, Stripe, and so on. So we were part of their batch, and we also took in a funding of $2.6 million last year, like seed round funding, to kind of further grow the team and grow at a faster pace. Yeah.
Well, how do you choose people to be on your team? What are the things that you look for?
Definitely, yep. So I mean, first few things that I look for, other than skills, skills is a secondary thing, I would say. But what I look for is, number one is, a couple of our sort of values that we have for the company in terms of like truthfulness, and kind of motivation, like, dedication, essentially. So those kinds of things are what we look at. And then the way I interview people, sort of like, I think I pick this up from Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk mentioned that in some interview, and that really stuck with me, wherein, whenever you are taking an interview of a person, you basically ask them, what was the most kind of challenging project that you recently did, and then kind of go deep into that project, like, very deep, like, okay, how did you exactly do that? And then go into the nitty-gritty details of that. So that gives you a very good idea of, whether the person is actually have they actually experienced that and have they actually done something, or is it more like just fluff and they're just kind of bluffing there? So I think that's what I kind of like to do as well. And then apart from that, we just do some sort of like personality tests and situation-based tests, like if you had, like, let's say a team fight, or kind of like a you don't agree with someone in the team, then how do you kind of handle that situation, or what would you do? So that kind of stuff. So both personality based tests, as well as we also go deep into like what problem that person has solved before, and whether they would be kind of willing to work for Writesonic, and are they motivated enough about the vision and the idea. So those are the 2-3 main things that we kind of look for.
Mm-hmm. What's your exit strategy?
Haven't thought about that yet, but I would say definitely to do an IPO and kind of become like, obviously after we get like a, like a unicorn and stuff, and then we plan to do an IPO. We don't plan to get acquired or get, stop anytime soon, because we are just getting started here.
Well, we advocate when you start a business, you should also have an exit strategy, but that's for another time. One more time, your website?
It's called writesonic.com, writesonic.com. You can just Google it. You can go to the website, sign up for a free trial, use it, and if you like it, you can upgrade it and take full advantage of the system.
Okay, so now we just have a couple of minutes left. What would you like to leave our audience with?
In terms of like
anything.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say definitely kind of, like in terms of content, I would say, everyone right now, we talk to a lot of companies. Every company and every individual as well on the internet, they need to have an online presence. That's very important in this day and age when you have everything on internet. So, I would just say, you really need to focus on content. And whether you use Writesonic or not, but like, content and SEO is going to be a big kind of player. Obviously, you can do paid ads and stuff, but unless you have your organic SEO strategy working, which obviously it's a long-term game, but once that is in place, you have your whole channel, whatever kind of business you have your whole sort of, free channel that will work for you and kind of keep bringing in leads and, customers to your platform. So any kind of business that you run, I would definitely say focus on your content. And if you need helping with automating your content, feel free to kind of come to Writesonic and we can help you out with automating that and saving you both time and money there.
Okay, on that note, we say thank you so much for a very illuminating half hour.
Thank you very much, Don. Very, very, it was a great experience and very glad to have joined this podcast.